right,
that was a thrill.
She began her professional career at 13 as a dancer. I guess had a knee injury, decided to concentrate on acting, and what a career she's had. Currently stars in a very popular CBS drama called Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, and here's the lovely Jane Seymour. Hi, Jane. So good to see you. Jane Seymour, radiant.
Oh, so pretty.
Absolutely radiant.
She came in looking like that this morning.
You're giving away my secret.
Why?
Well, because you're not supposed to ever get sick, are you? You're supposed to be, like, positively perky all the time.
But if you get sick and you look like you, then that's something to be proud of.
You're from Wimbledon?
Yes. I was born in a place called Hillingdon, Middlesex, but I was brought up mostly in Wimbledon.
Does the town go crazy during the big tennis tournament there?
Yes, it did, but I wasn't that interested in tennis then. I took up tennis later on in life. For some reason, living in Wimbledon, I avoided tennis as much as possible.
Exactly.
But I don't know why. I mean, it's a beautiful place to live.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
So
and you still have a home in Bath, England.
I have a home in Bath, a castle.
A castle.
Yes.
This is what you need. This is the one thing you don't have.
Well, she was trying to rent it to me this morning. She only gets to spend, what, 1 week a year?
At the moment, because of Dr. Quinn, I can only spend about a week a year there. So I've been sharing it with other people.
Well,
I have some Americans there right now, and they're loving it. And
Now,
fully
does
staffed.
one family take the whole castle, or
yes.
just...
Or, you know, a group of people, if they want to get together and do it. There's 9 bedrooms, there's tons of room. And
I don't want to make a commercial out of this, but
No.
I am curious. How much does it cost to rent a castle?
Well, it depends on what time of year, and I think a company called Overseas Connection here in New York handles it for me.
Handles it, right.
But I think it's anywhere from, I think, 7.5 to 10 a week.
That's 1,000.
But if you think you can have, like, you know, up to, like, 18 people there.
Yeah. Then it's a bargain.
Plus, Cody and I are looking for a place to get away.
Yeah. You know. And you get to go through Jane Seymour's closet.
Yeah.
Now, you know, Jane Seymour is such a lovely, classy name, you know. But it wasn't your God-given name, was it?
My God-given name is far classier, but it's much longer, more foreign, and difficult to
But I'd
remember.
love to hear it just once.
It is pretty good, with proper pronunciation. Joyce Penelope Wilhelmina Frankenberg.
Whoa, excuse us.
Yeah.
Yes. But you see, I come from a tradition. My mother's name was Mieke Disperta Johanna Adriana van Trucht van der Wierde Bond. So obviously they felt like a lot of names was the kind of the thing to do.
Short.
That was before she had Sybil.
Is she Austrian?
No, she's Dutch.
Dutch.
Yes. I guess in Holland, you know, you just get a lot of names, and Penelope was, you know, considered a very beautiful name in Holland, as was Joyce, and Wilhelmina was the name of the Queen, and also my grandmother, I think, and so I was given that name, but they shortened it to Wilma just to make it even more embarrassing at school. So I got Frankenstein joke, I got the Wilma joke.
You got them all.
Flintstone and Frankenstein.
Yes.
But where did you get Jane Seymour from?
My agent refused to represent me with the original name, and in those days I was going to be a ballerina anyway, so people in those days used to get Russian names or, you know, very kind of ballet-sounding names. So at one point, for a very brief time, I was called Joya Johns. Joya Johns. And then my agent had this brilliant idea. I should be called Anne Franks, which I said was not going to work because my sister was called Anne Frankenberg, and she wanted to be an actress, so I said, forget that.
Yeah.
So then I thought you know, the name Joyce I never did very well with, so Jane, I said, same initial.
Jane.
And someone came up with the Seymour. It was an obscure wife of Henry VIII that nobody ever remembered.
Third wife, right?
Third wife.
Whatever happened to her? Was she beheaded as well?
I hate to say this, but she died in childbirth, which I don't like to think about.
No, especially under the circumstances.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've already had 2, so...
Yeah, you've got 2 and you've got 2 more.
I went 2 more.
And it was, as Kathy said, a big surprise, I guess, huh?
Well, it is. I mean, first of all, it's an incredible surprise. What a gift to be able to have a baby right now anyway, at this time in my life. But to have 2...
And everything's fine, you're nice and healthy, and...
Yes, I'm 3.5 months, and both babies are growing really well.
Do we know what they are yet?
Human.
Are you sure?
We'll be back in a moment.
Anna, Joyce, Frank, are you sure?
Tomorrow on Live from New York undercover actress Patty Darbanville Quinn.
I'm not going to say that. He's talking about not only is Jane Seymour lovely, but she is so talented. She could have danced her way to success. She obviously has acted her way to success. And incidentally, is a terrific painter. Doesn't sell her paintings, actually auctions them off for
For charities so far, yes. In fact, I was asked to do a painting, an original painting, for a new credit card called Private Issue, which is a sort of premier version of the Discover card. And 3 artists were chosen, Ringo Starr, Flojo, and myself. And tonight at the Guggenheim, they're showing 3 of my paintings, one of which is the painting I did for the Premier Issue card. And this is one of the ones that's going to be shown at the Guggenheim tonight. This is not, however, the one that's on the card.
This is for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, right?
And then the one that's on the card will be shown and will be auctioned off for Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Tonight at the Guggenheim Museum.
Good for you, Jane.
All right, fine. Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about it before we unveil it? I always try to build the suspense.
They won't let me show you the one from the card because you have to go to the Guggenheim tonight to see that.
Yeah.
This is another one of my paintings that they're showing. They're showing 3 of my paintings tonight.
All right.
The other one. So this is not the one that's on the credit card.
Now, you work in a very difficult medium.
You know, I thought the watercolor was supposed to be the easiest. So when an artist friend of mine said, you know, oh, well, let me give you a lesson, and what would you like to do? I said, watercolor. I found out since apparently it's the hardest.
That is by far the hardest.
But you see, if you're in Dr. Quinn and you're wearing all those frocks and you have hundreds of people watching to make sure you don't spill your snacks and your
You can't be doing oil.
You can't be doing oil. So I just get away with the watercolor.
How lucky you are to have this in between takes, which, you know, can be a couple of hours.
Well, this is true. Not on Dr. Quinn, but I mean, I do it on Dr. Quinn. I do it at home as well. I do it because it's just totally relaxing. My husband now does it with me. It's one of those things we do at St. Catherine's in England. My friends, we all get together and we paint. And I love to encourage people that have never painted before to paint.
It's a joy.
Really? It's wonderful. Yeah.
All right, what's the name of this?
This is A Boat in the Lake.
A boat in the lake.
Hey. Got to do this.
See, I told you this thing wouldn't work.
There you go.
You got to pull it down. You can
you can pull it down?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Pull it
Don't put it down.
There we go. Now, that's really pretty.
Isn't that lovely? Really, really pretty.
Actually, this is not really that typical of what I do. I usually do flowers because to do one of these takes a long time. I have to do that at home on a huge board. And what I like doing is doing flowers on the set. I like very bright colors as well. And the one on the card is flowers.
It's very lovely. Well, tonight, of course, at the Guggenheim is the Celebrity Art Auction for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Jane, great to see you. Thank you so much. We'll be right back in a moment.